What's good? We back. It's the Box Clinic and more. Y'all know what it is. We back on that boxing grind once again. A lot of good boxing coming through. And we'll continue to keep pushing that good boxing movement and real boxing talk. And I think it was Mr. DX Factor. Shout out to the homie, man. We definitely chop it up in private now. And like I said, if you got any questions or want to reach out to me on some private tip, look in the description. Click the Facebook link. You know, like me and like my like page on Facebook. And, you know, hit my inbox. It's the quickest way to get to me. But, you know, he had a good question, I think it was yesterday. He said, do you think that Canelo was forced into a Triple G fight because basically every door he opened in the middleweight division was danger? And I paraphrased that a little bit, but basically he had nowhere else to go but fight Golivkin, or it was going to be dangerous for him. And I stand by the comment that I made that if David Lemieux would have beat Billy Joe Saunders, we would be having David Lemieux versus Canelo Alvarez for the WBO belt May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. The actual Saturday is Cinco de Mayo this year, 2018. But since that didn't happen, I was 100% sure that Canelo and Triple G 2 was going to be named. And the venue's still up for grabs. It's between Madison Square Garden, New York City, and Las Vegas. And I heard Madison Square Garden had the bigger bid. But I think it's going to go to Vegas anyway because, you know, that's Canelo's safe haven. And he starts up 3 points in Vegas. And Canelo has never fought on the East Coast. Never. And that's not going to happen. So even Cotto couldn't get him to the East Coast. But, you know. But, you know, possibly, yeah. But people, you know, people on the other side of that question were like, well, Golivkin is the most dangerous middleweight. Possibly, but it was a known commodity. He's a known commodity now for Canelo in the ring. And obviously, you know, let's cut the BS real quick. Obviously, you want to right your wrong with a rematch. But people could be like, well, Canelo didn't want to right his wrong versus Alexander Lara, which is true. But, this was a huge fight. This did bigger numbers than Alexander Lara. Did 1.3 reportedly at the box office. And, but yeah, that's a fair question to say. A lot of these guys, a lot of the guys, Canelo Alvarez, you know, didn't want to see or catch a fade at 154 pounds. You know, he fought a lot of small welterweights and junior welterweights, you know, that moved up to welterweight. He fought Lopez, Josito Lopez. He fought Matthew Haddon for his first world title, who was a career welterweight at a catchweight. I mean, fought Carmen Citron as well, as Fredo, the Gomez kid. You know, he fought a lot of smaller guys, and he avoided some guys. He obviously avoided the Charlo twins. Obviously avoided Andrade. Andrade, you know, usually avoids himself. He tried to avoid Alexander Lara till Lara pulled up to him at his post-fight conference and basically forced the fight with Canelo Alvarez by disrespecting him in front of the media. And Canelo had to show that he had some type of, you know, balls and testosterone, and took on Lara, which was a close fight. I scored it as a draw. But, you know, you got Billy Joe Saunders as well. I mean, you got a lot of different, you know, people there. And it's not easy. So, yeah, basically he wasn't going to fight David Lemieux coming off a loss for no title. He definitely wasn't going to fight Billy Joe Saunders, which they said they wasn't interested because Billy Joe Saunders was a runner and a mover, and they already beat that style on Lara, which he, you know, Canelo moved a lot versus Golivkin. So, yes, you know, even, you know, at this point or after the fight, it's going to take a lot of good matchmaking and maneuvering for Canelo, you know, because it's going to be mandatories due. I mean, Charlo's number 4. Jacobs pretty high in the mandatory. Andrade Shevchenko reportedly may get it on. Andrade might be his IBF mandatory. I mean, the WBC seems like it's going to be vacant because Canelo's not fighting for the WBC again. He didn't fight in the WBC for the first fight, so if Golivkin win, lose, or draw, I think he's moving up to fight the World Boxing Super Series tournament, so that WBC will be vacant. And possibly, since Canelo don't want to fight for it, the next 2 highest ranked guys will be Jamal Charlo if he beats Hugo Centennial Jr. The Centennial Jr. and Jamal Charlo winner will be sanctioned to face Danny Jacobs. And at that point, would Eddie Hearn let Danny Jacobs face Jamal Charlo now if it's for a belt and will HBO approve that fight, or would Danny Jacobs be, you know, be given an exception to go over to PBC Showtime? But it's danger throughout the door. Even if he, you know, didn't rematch Canelo, or even if he rematches Golivkin, when he's done with it, win, lose, or draw, I mean, what are he going to squeeze back down to Super Canelo weight? You know, what is he going to do? He's going to have to fight some of these guys. And, you know, even if it was a point of fighting Golivkin to buy time, I mean, you can't buy a lot of time. You got to make fights with some of these guys because they're going to be a mandatory. They're going to be champions. I mean, if he beats Golivkin, he got 2 belts. If he loses, it'll be interesting. You know, see what he does after that. And depending on how he loses. But I definitely believe that he don't want to fight the best. And it's been proven over his career, Canelo. I think the times that he wanted to fight the best, it was forced upon him other than the Austin Trout fight. They didn't want to make the Austin Trout fight. They thought Canelo wasn't ready. Canelo asked Oscar to make that fight. He made it happen, and Canelo proved a lot of people wrong by beating Austin Trout, but people thought it was closer than what it was. Took the Lara fight to prove a certain point. Now he's taking the Golovkin fight. But it's going to be ghosts from weight classes past that he's going to have to face. A lot of people believe Danny Jacobs will wipe the floor with him style-wise. But people who think like a casual boxer fan, or if you're a casual fan, be like, well, Golovkin is the scariest guy there, so if he's not scared of Golovkin, why would he be scared of somebody else? It's because style make fights. We know, guys with good foot movement, and some of these guys are long, good foot movement, good fundamentals, a lot of speed, a lot of power, and you giving them, the advantage of moving up 6 pounds so they're more comfortable. It's going to give Canelo an issue, Good boxer, puncher, movers get Canelo issues, not guys that come right down the pipe. And it's a stylistic, good match for Canelo, for Golovkin, for him to look good. But some of these other guys up here will make him look a little bit amateurish and foolish. But like I said, it'll be interesting to see how Golden Boy matchmakes him, after the Golovkin fight, win, lose, or draw. And, I favor a lot of guys up here versus Canelo Alvarez, but it wouldn't surprise me that if he, beat some of these guys, but I see some potential stoppages or knockouts or cuts or some hard butt whoopings coming from him for some of these guys. And we'll see what Golden Boy do, but it's a fair question, and I definitely agree with it to a certain extent. We out.